For the 33rd time, the United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly voted on Wednesday for the end of the U.S. economic, commercial, and financial blockade against Cuba.
Following the main topic of this session of the United Nations General Assembly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Cuba, Bruno Rodriguez, denounced the hard-fought battle that Cuba has faced for more than 60 years of blockade.
It's not possible to hide the fact that by virtue of the United States government's criminal policy against Cuba, my country is viciously deprived in every corner of the world of the use of banking systems to make payments and collect funds. Cuba is deprived of access to sources of financing, investment capital, remittances, technology for its industry, food production, infrastructure, scientific development, and services, including the most sensitive ones, such as healthcare. The strategic aim of the blockade is to provoke a social breakdown that would lead to the breakdown of constitutional order that Cubans have decided to freely form in various referenda.
For his part, the Mexican representative Héctor Vasconcelos denounced the U.S. blockade against the Caribbean island and the application of the Helms-Burton Law.
Mexico will always advocate for the peaceful settlement of disputes and therefore rejects sanctions and commercial blockades that only harm the well-being of peoples and do not build regions of peace or of prosperity. Mexico also categorically condemns the application of Title III of the law of the so-called Helms-Burton Act. This is a measure that affects not only the sovereignty of the Cuban people, but also the national interests of third countries.
Speaking in representation of Nicaragua, the permanent representative to the United Nations, Jaime Hermida Castillo, referred to the U.S. blockade as a warfare policy.
This blockade is a deliberate act of economic warfare, a collective punishment that constitutes a massive violation of the human rights of an entire nation. It is a brazen and absolute disregard for the life, the health, the food, education, the right to development, and the self-determination of this so generous and solidarity-based people.
Despite Washington's lobbying efforts, the non-binding UN resolution was adopted by 165 votes in favor, 7 against, and 12 abstentions, and proves once more the rejection by the majority of the international community of the U.S. blockade against Cuba.